I wanted to bring you my version of the Tortollan Pillager loop list. Um, Very few changes to the regular version. I've tucked in an acidic swamp ooze because I think it'd be quite fun for the mirror, where suddenly you pop things, and it's been very nice against the occasional taunt warrior that will start to rush you down with the Ragnaros hero power, because I've played against somebody who managed to get very lucky. One explosive sheep, because it does tend to be incredibly useful in the early game if you have to control some aggro, and something that had eluded me previously. If you do have a board full of 6/1/1s and you don't necessarily need any of them in your hand, explosive sheep is a great way to clear your own board so that you don't have any too many clogging issues. The reasoning for animated broomstick, besides seeing it in many other decks, is it makes your draws from the Loot Order, the Star Crier, and the Blood Mage Thalmos faster if you need them to be as such. It also makes sure that the educated Elec does not simply get stuck on the board and become polymorphed or become silenced. So if your combo does disappear, you can guarantee putting it back into the deck fast. Otherwise, Life Drinker is my main damage dealing and healing option. Carter Defender is there because sometimes you need to survive a little bit longer, and it tends to be one of the best things. And I have been using the Meteorologist to try and deal the quick damage against the decks that might be able to outpace you, even if you keep them frozen or right on down. So Meteorologist has been a great way to clear the board because he starts to be 1 mana for 8 damage, and continues to loop like that. Otherwise, wish me luck. Let's see exactly how it goes. While the deck could definitely use our new legendary that reorganizes everything, Polket, it doesn't need it specifically. Sphere of Sapience is much more important to guaranteeing that your combo components remain in deck, whereas Polket is more the cherry on the top of the cake. If you haven't found one of those large minions yet, Polket allows you to guarantee them. Playing against a hunter, so I think I am going to keep my whole hand, because turn 4 Escape Mana Saver, turn 5 Carter Defender tends to be quite nice. And we are playing such a long-term game that worrying about the occasional free damage that will start coming in is probably just silly. That being said, hands up the last time any of you have seen a mech hunter, and one that opens so darn aggressively. God, what are we gonna do? Do we play the explosive sheep? I play the explosive sheep. And here again we see a moment where Depth Charge wouldn't be as good, where possibly Doomsayer is as good, but they just have to somehow find some irritating mech that winds its way in there. And Sheep, while still conceding the 6 damage as everything else does, is actually rather good. The question is whether to play Depth Charge now. I firmly believe so, because I can play Depth Charge, Loot Order, so guaranteeing myself the draw and guaranteeing myself the clean board for when the Escape Mana Saber comes down. We might not even have to play the Carter Defender on 5, but it is quite likely that they'll just end up being the best play, because we're already 8 health down at this stage. But 8 health is far from horrific, and with this kind of deck that should be able to recover quite a lot, even without the looping part of things. We've already got 9 extra health in hand. It shouldn't be overly difficult to stay alive for a bit longer. See, a Mechwalker, as almost anticipated, that would have dropped on turn 2 and attempted to flood us out, and probably it dropped on turn 3 if we hadn't played out that Depth Charge. It just goes to show how cards like Depth Charge really just have to be played in advance. I find it quite the pain, but that's the power creep of Hearthstone. We were all commenting a couple of months ago about how Demon Hunters were eminently capable of killing a Doomsayer on turn 2, and as you can see, even in Wild, some things don't entirely change. That being said, I'm feeling quite comfortable at the moment. I think this Hunter is just going to run out of cards. We might see our new friend who draws him 3 But if we can just run these last few bits out, that should pretty much be it. And I think this is the turn that we will be going with Doomsayer Loot Hoarder. So we can go for the 1 attack, 1 ping. I think that makes sense. 1 attack, 1 ping. Doomsayer Loot Hoarder, no need to play out the Educated Elec. We just want to see a couple of more cards. Because even the most unfortunate thing would be to draw 2 Potions of Illusion. But drawing 2 Potions of Illusion, well, the odds simply I think that's a 5% chance times a 5% chance. It is low. And there we go. He already knows it is over. The control deck ran out of cards. It's an unfortunate way to win because you almost feel like there should have been more to it. But as soon as I do hit that 8 mana, I'm sure we all know what starts happening. You start this wonderful Tortollan loop, and it is over. Anyway, that was this clip. Would wish you all the best, and see you again. Bye bye.